Hello, this is a video about compound interest. We are going to define compound interest and look at some specific examples. But before we dive into our topic, let's define our terms. What is interest? Well, interest kind of works two different ways. It can be money that you pay because you owe a bank money, or it can be money that you earn because you loaned your money to someone else, or you're letting someone else use your money. So let's look at some examples about kind of what that looks like. Money that you pay is usually associated with borrowing money. So the example on this slide is getting a loan to buy a car. You have to pay back the amount that you borrowed, which is called the principal, plus interest, which is a percentage of the amount that you borrowed. In the other picture, it illustrates a credit card. And when you are using a credit card, you are using the bank's money. So if you don't pay your bill in full every month, you must pay interest to continue to borrow that money, or it's usually a percentage of your outstanding balance. Now, money that you earn, you can earn interest when you save money in a bank, for example. Another example is investing in bonds. You earn interest because others have the use of your money. So you probably realize that when you're putting money in a savings account at a bank, they are using that money while it is there for other purposes. So they are paying you a percentage of what you've deposited in interest for that privilege of using your money. The picture on the slide, the other picture is of U.S. government savings bonds. And in that situation, you're buying a U.S. government bond. The government has the money that you have used to purchase your bond. They get to use that, and in return, they are going to pay back your original investment plus interest when that savings bond matures. So, what is compound interest? So, compound interest is earning interest on interest. That's kind of the easiest way to describe it. But I've got two other definitions on this slide for you. Basically, you're going to earn interest on your initial investment, and you're going to earn interest on any interest that you have accumulated over time. And I'm going to show you a picture of what that looks like. But it's not just savings accounts, okay? This can also happen with dividends. So stocks pay dividends, mutual funds pay dividends. And when you reinvest your dividends in more shares of stock or more shares of a mutual fund, then it's doing that same kind of compounding. When you are paid dividends, it's by the shares that you own. So when you reinvest those dividends, then you're going to get paid more over time. Now, when you're investing, there's also a concept called appreciation, which just means the value of what you're holding goes up. But that's a little bit different than what compound interest is, okay? Now, on this next slide, there is an example here of how compound interest works and why it can be so powerful over time. In this example, we're just saying an individual puts $5,000 in I would say a high yield savings account because they're earning 10% on their money. And there's not very many places that are paying that, but this is just an easy example. Okay, so the account is open, $5,000 is put in. Now, our friend is not going to put any more money in that account, but they are going to be earning 10% interest each year. So at the end of the first year, they get 10% of their deposit, which was $5,000. 10% of that is $500, and that's what's given to them at the end of year one. Now, at the end of year two, we're starting to earn interest on our previous year's interest because now our balance is $5,500 because it's our original investment plus the interest, and we get paid 10% of that. So now we're getting paid $550. So now our balance is $6,050. And so at the end of year 3, we get 10% of that balance, which is $605. Okay, that brings us to $6,655. Okay, and this continues on and on for 10 years. And at the end of 10 years, just for an example, the account will be worth $12,969. Now, over 10 years, this person's gone from $5,000 to $12,969 without putting in any more money. All of that growth was just compound interest at work. This is why it's so important to start saving now. Start saving and investing now. The single most important reason to start investing when you're young is this compound interest. Because the more time you have invested or saving, literally the more money you're going to make with this compound interest. It's very powerful. Some people call it the magic of compound interest. But it's definitely, you'll see the best returns if you have the longest time frame for your money. So again, start saving now so that you can see the benefit of that long-term investment.